If you are thinking about opening a service-based business, you may want to listen to this. So, I own a digital marketing company that's primarily specializes in organic social media. So, one thing about organic social, which you may know, is that it is a big lift. So, I have all these processes in place that make it like not as big of a lift because that's what we specialize in, and we're trying to streamline it for the people that we work with. But that said, I hadn't been sick since I started scaling my agency in like 2.5 years. And I got sick last month and I almost closed my agency. I was already kind of on the edge of burnout because I definitely hadn't been outsourcing as much as I should have been at that point. But I straight up just started offloading clients. I had a client get angry at me about a couple of minor errors. Meanwhile, I told them I can't come into a meeting. I am barely getting these posts done because I'm literally dog sick. I almost told them I'm going to have to skip a batch because I was the only person on this account because they weren't integrating into the agency very well, which if you're scaling an agency, that's when you need to let them go because that doesn't fit into your business model and you're actually doing them a disservice. But it all came to a head because that happened and that was the last straw because I felt like I was kind of doing them a favor of still servicing them one-on-one. And so when they just didn't even have any I don't know, they didn't feel bad at all that I was sick and just snapped at me about this. And I was like, okay, I'm giving a 30-day notice, which I completely took care of them and everything. In the end, we have a very strict offboarding where we give all the information so they can hand it over to someone else. But it was over at that point. So anyway, because of that, I completely restructured the agency. Any clients that didn't fit into this structure, we had to let go because we are moving in one direction and they were not moving with us. So basically, there are no clients that I am the only person on. And this is exactly why. If you are running a service-based company and you are the only contact, what happens if you get sick? What happens if you can no longer work? What happens if, God forbid, something bad happens? So it's really, really important. I mean, I know a lot of people aren't going to want to hear this, but you pretty much have to scale if you want to make the company be able to run without you. And I think that's a really important growth moment that probably every service-based business goes through, but you have to get through the messy middle to get to the point where you can scale. So anyway, just my 2 cents. Has anybody else learned this? Or are you surprised to hear this about service-based businesses? Let me know.